What's going on, geeks? You're listening to episode 349 of the Geeks Under Grace podcast. My name is Cody Armour. I'm here with Lj.Lowery.
Hadouken.
And Shelley Nollan.
Hello.
This week, we're geeking out about Street Fighter, breaking throws, and records. It's play on words that I don't understand, but LJ told me to say it, so I did.
Yes.
Final films, and Final Fantasy, now that I say it out loud. And the dark side of the Force. Ooh.
Oh, man.
Spooky.
Yeah. Oh, my. First, we'll get into the games that we've been playing. Zelda, I will probably be playing that the rest of my life. I don't know.
There's so much.
I'm still playing Ocarina.
I'll get
yeah.
I've got this thing that I want to do. I just want to go for the shrines because I really need to get I need to get stronger because everything I'm gonna walk into wants to kill me.
Yeah.
And so I'll be I'm just gonna head a direction until I find a shrine, and then I never find a shrine. I just find more other things to do and distract myself with caves and floating rocks that bring me up, and it's so easy to get distracted in that game.
And it's I thought it was easy to get distracted in Breath of the Wild already, but it's 10 times as much in this game. Because there's 10 times more content, and there's way more things that you just run into. It's crazy that there's entire areas I still just haven't explored, and I'm already... I could beat the game right now, basically. I'm already that close.
Have you beaten all the temples then?
Huh?
Have you beaten all the temples then?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. So
there's a couple things you have. Then there's a couple things you have to do after that. Doesn't take a ton of time. Doing the temples are kind of the main thing, but then there's a couple things you need to do after
that. My wife
that.
has gotten all the memories, and I heard that was well worth it this time.
Nice.
Yeah, I think they were definitely more well worth it than the first game.
Yeah, it didn't really pay off too much.
Yeah. This game's crazy. I don't know how else to...
I haven't seen any of the memory stuff. I've seen a little bit of one.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to dive into that, I think, at some point. I'd probably find more shrines if I was doing that instead of just wandering around aimlessly. But everything
I guess so.
is just... I want to get the Twilight Princess tunic. There's no reason to. It's not strong or anything. It just looks cool.
It does. My husband did the same. Well, I have the tunic. My husband went and got the whole outfit just because, again, he wanted to look cool, and he does look cool.
Very mild spoilers for something that literally doesn't matter.
So you can actually do it without needing the amiibo this time?
You don't need the amiibo.
Oh, cool.
You can go hunt them down. And the tunic is relatively easy to get. The pants are relatively easy to get. And then just where I'm at.
The cap is...
getting the hat is...
How's that going for you?
I walked in.
Are you having a good time?
I've seen the Link's Awakening headgear. That's funny.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You just... that's the least important part, probably. But it's incomplete.
It's the most important. It changes your hair.
Oh, that's
It's the most important.
I'm
the
so
cap
mad.
of Twilight changes your hair.
Your color, so it still looks like you.
Yeah. Anyway.
That is your husband's first appearance on the podcast.
It's because he just stepped in here. And that's what he just did that. And again, I won't spoil what you have to do to get the cap of Twilight, but it was very fun watching him try to do it. And he did get it. And he has significantly less hearts and stamina and everything than I do. So I was pretty impressed. I was wow. Good job.
We'll get it eventually after some more shrines.
Heck yeah. No, you got this.
If I can not get one hit KO'd in things, and just in general, I'll be more
the fairies? Because you could just upgrade your armor. That will help a lot.
Yeah, I haven't upgraded any armor. I don't usually have fairies on me. But my plan is to get to the hearts to a point. Upgrading the armor would probably be smart.
Yeah.
I have some really good armor that would do well with that. But
I feel like there really is this hump that I had to get over with the game that I had to get over for me to start really enjoying the game. And that hump was getting to the point where I had enough hearts and I had my outfits leveled up enough that I wasn't also getting one shot. Now, I actually am very strong at this point and cool, now the game's fun. It's funny because I feel like Breath of the Wild...
Frustrating.
Yeah, I feel like Breath of the Wild, I restart it every once in a while.
You guys
are
experiencing the thing that Souls players have been doing.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah.
No, you're totally right.
One shot kills. They just boom. Yeah.
But that it builds onto that exploration that they want you to do. Because you get the shrines to get better. So if everything destroys you around you, it makes you want to go search for those shrines and look around this amazing map that they've made.
Exactly. But I still don't... Like, I've already put over 100 hours into it, but I still have complaints.
Yeah.
I delved all these hours into this game, but I still just go insane with so much of it. Like, I'm so tired. If I run into one more... And granted, I'm far enough in the game that I don't know... No, this could still happen with side quests. If I run into any more really cool places, whether that be islands... or areas on the map, area underneath. If I, like, run into, like, one more, like, super cool area that clearly you're supposed to do something in, but I can't do anything in because I forgot to get a quest that I need to do, like, 3 other quests in order to even unlock, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to become the Joker. So, I hate that because then it feels like, oh, cool, I'm... Like, a lot of times I feel rewarded for exploring, but in that case, I am not because... Here I am exploring and yeah, and then you find something super cool and you want to interact with it, but then you can't. And like, I get it for some things, like sure, like some places, like especially with the main quest, for example. But there's like some side quests, mild spoilers, but it's not really spoiler if you've played the first game. There's these cool giant skeletons around the map. There's just like 3 like they're like Leviathan skeletons, and again that's the thing in the first game too. They just are also in this game. So there's stuff you could do at every skeleton, but I went and found a skeleton because again I played the first game and I used my knowledge. I was like, I'm gonna go visit it. I want to see what it looks like now, if it's changed, whatever. I couldn't. There was clearly like a puzzle or thing I could do there, but I couldn't figure it out. And that's always the problem, is that they give you some of the parts, but they never give you the solution. And so I feel like I'm wasting my time. Like, I have become so, like, shameless about looking up things in this game, because half the time, more than half the time, if I don't look it up immediately, I know I'm wasting time, because I'm doing the right thing, or I'm trying the right thing, and I just can't do it, or the solution's slightly off, or non-existent, right? So that was just an example of one where I looked it up and I'm like, oh, cool, I have to do 2 other quests first in order to even do this? Are you serious?
What's happening with... I found this really cool garden. Following... like a guy had a raft and I tried stealing the raft and he was like, you cannot steal my raft. And I was like, fine, I'll build one. So I built my own and then I wound up on this like garden thing. I'm sure this isn't main story stuff. And I couldn't do anything in the garden. I just got yelled at for walking in the flowers. And I was like, there's got to be something to do here.
Yeah.
Besides get yelled at for being in the flowers.
It's really that, plus just the times in which Ascend doesn't work for some reason, even though it should perfectly should work, just arbitrarily. Oh, it's just not quite close enough. Same thing with like doing stuff with Ultra Hand. Oh, it's not quite close enough for you to grab it, although in other circumstances it totally is. You know, close enough to grab it. It's just this game is so cool. You have so much freedom, and that freedom, it feels so good that when you have these moments where you can't do something, you know, you found this cool place, you want to be rewarded for exploring, as you are in many other scenarios, most scenarios I would say, it really sticks out. And it really sucks. And it's really annoying. Again, especially when you're trying to use your abilities. It's really annoying when they just, like, don't work for some reason. Because the devs are like, that's not the way to beat our puzzle. And you're like, screw you. I want to beat the puzzle the way I want to beat the puzzle. I don't want to do your solution. I want to do my solution.
Make a bridge.
This solution works. Like, it would work.
Make a bridge.
Make a big bridge to solve every problem. I'm sure you can make a bridge. It'll take big enough to crush Ganondorf.
And it'll take you 30 seconds.
I'm sure you could. Also, speaking of playing the game how I want to play, I have kept my Switch on airplane mode because the duplication glitch is so helpful and fun that I don't want to play the game without the dupe glitch. So I just keep it on airplane mode.
It's weird that they got rid of them. That was news that we were going to talk on, but I agree with IGN, who said it wasn't hurting anybody to leave them in. So why get rid
I
of
mean,
them?
Elden
Because-
Ring
It's a
has
single player game.
Elden Ring has so many like
Yeah.
exploitation, like Souls like things that
Yeah.
I abused so bad, and it really
Exactly.
it helped my progress. Like it genuinely did help me.
Yeah, for some people that's gonna be more fun. Some people it won't be.
Mm-hmm.
Just those people will just choose. Like I just chose not to do it because I didn't want
Exactly.
to get like through the game. But it wasn't hurting me that was still in there and was an option. It's weird.
Yeah, it's if it was a multiplayer game, or if there's some other way to exploit it that was affecting other people, like again, competitive games, then that's an issue. But of course, they're not even going to patch Steve and freaking Smash. So like, what do they care? They're going to patch a duplication glitch in a single player game, but they're not going to patch an actually overpowered, broken, OP character in their competitive game. Whatever, Nintendo.
Do you feel like
whatever.
it makes Breath of the Wild obsolete?
I think it does.
When I talk to people about the like, oh, do I need to play Breath of the Wild to play it? I'm like, it almost replaces Breath of the Wild in a lot of ways.
Weird.
I'd be worried that if I told someone to play Breath of the Wild first, by the time they got done with Breath of the Wild, they wouldn't want to play this because they've been playing so much of this already.
Yeah, I think.
You needed that time.
I think speedrunners are going to keep Breath of the Wild alive, but I don't think pretty much any other community will.
Yeah.
Like, I think because you have the entire map, slightly changed, mind you, to keep it kind of new and fresh, but you have the entire map from the first game in the second game, plus 2 more maps. Like, you just have everything from the first game, plus stuff on top. And I do think it probably is an even better experience if you've already played the first game, but I know people who are already playing this game and didn't play the first game, and they don't really... I mean, it's not really that important. I mean, they kind of already got rid of, like, all the Calamity stuff, all of the, like, Guardians. There's no Guardians. There's, like, barely, excuse me, any Sheikah stuff. And
that's all weird.
You actually get character profiles, every character, main character, important character you talk to. So, you know, for me, like, I know most of all of these characters because they were in the first game. But for those who had not played the first game, all of a sudden they can read up what their significance. Be like, hey, this guy, Sidon, you know, Link helps Sidon team up. They teamed up to help take down Calamity Ganon. And, like, cool, that's all you need to know. That's literally all you need. You don't need to know, like, anything else. Like, they don't talk about Mipha. Like, it was significant that he was Mipha's brother in the first game. Dude, no one cares about Mipha in this game. They just forgot about her entirely. She gets a statue, but, like, it's not, like, plot significant,
she could be anyone.
Right? So, I feel like, yeah, in that sense, for a casual player, it's not going to be important to play Breath of the Wild at first. I think it enhances a lot of the experience, but I think it also is so unimportant because you still have shrines, and there are going to be different shrines in this game. You have towers, but they're different towers in this game, so I think I've rambled on long enough, but...
I mean, it's a light news week, so you're good.
It's a big game, so there's lots to talk about.
Huge, and I'm kind of like finally getting to the point where I'm like, do I want to just beat the game? There's still so much I haven't done. Again, there's huge swaths of areas I haven't even explored at all or touched at all, which is like crazy for me to think about. But after over 100 hours, I still just have not touched significant parts of the map. There's a couple quests I think I want to make sure I do, like that I am aware of. But I was looking at my backlog the other day, and I'm like, man, I'm not going to be able to play any of these games as long as I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom. And the only way for me to stop playing Tears of the Kingdom is to beat the game. I need to, like, figure out what I'm doing. Or else I'm only going to play this game for the rest of the year. Ugh. That's a me problem. That's a me problem.
LJ, you have not been playing Tears of the Kingdom.
But I do have games that I definitely could see myself playing for the rest of the year.
Heck yeah. Cool.
So, I can talk about Street Fighter now. My review has been out for a week, and it's just, to me, it was a really cool opportunity. Like, I've reviewed a Call of Duty game that we got one time, but like, it was okay. Like, I'm like, cool, it's Call of Duty, whatever. But to me, for us to get a Street Fighter game, to get a Capcom game, I was like, this is so legit.
Yes, sir.
It's been doing really well, which I'll talk about when we get to the news. It is so fun. There's so many people playing it. It has a modern control setting if you do want to try to get into it. There's a big debate going on right now because you have the elitists. It's always the elitists.
Sure.
That'd be like, oh, like modern, like, you know, we don't, why modern controls? We don't need those in there. And in my review, I did put some stuff in there saying like, hey, like, these modern controls are good for fighting games. It's good for the franchise because you want more people, like, you know, fighting games have
accessibility options.
Yeah, like, well, fighting games have always been kind of a niche, like, you know, like genre, I think, too. You know, a lot of people are intimidated by them. I'm like, okay, guys, we want more people to play fighting games, right? So, like, why don't you welcome people and, you know, like, get people into this and, like, you know, like, I don't know, it's just, like, it opens the door for so many people to get into this game, and I think it's good. It's a good thing to have, because we want more people playing these games. As far as the game goes, I give it a 9. I think my thoughts are lined up with most everybody else's across the internet, and like all the other big sites. It's fun. World Tour mode's great. I've been playing online pretty consistently, and it feels good to get into a game on the ground floor. Like, I started playing Tekken way later. Like, I never got really into like Mortal Kombat. Street Fighter V I got into way later. So it just felt like there was all these people that were going to be so much better than me. Like, I mean, sure, I would get some wins on occasion, and I'm not trying to be some high-ranked player or, like, super, like, good player. I'm trying to have a good time. And so it is really nice to just feel like I can see how, like, I am a little bit better than some people that are probably playing for the first time or that are new, but then there are still the veterans that are still, like, people that know Street Fighter that I'm still having a tough time against. So it's like I feel like I'm in a good place personally. Like, I feel like kind of like an average player, at least. But it's fun. It's really cool. It's got this battle hub where you can actually go and play retro Capcom arcade games in one corner. You can actually use your avatar to fight if you want. There's like an avatar battle thing. It's good. I guess I could put my review in the show notes or something, but please go read it.
Oh, definitely do that. I'm super hype.
I'm also excited because I found out in May somebody opened up a local venue. It's actually, I guess it's an offshoot of a Smash community. They're called Laffy. I think it's Laffy Smash. It's short for Lafayette Smash.
Yeah.
So they basically, I think they already had the community going before, but now they actually have an actual venue. They're running tournaments like every weekend for the next few months, and so there's one this weekend that I'm going to go check out. They do seem primarily Smash players, so I think that's kind of cool, but they're just opening the door to so much more, like, for their venue, and so I'm excited because it's going to be and the thing I always like about the way you talk about going to tournaments is it's not just a tournament, and this is the way I've heard other people describe it, like on TikTok, is like it's not just about the tournament, it's about meeting people and socializing and stuff like that. So I'm excited that there is a community out here for that kind of thing, because I tried to look in the last couple of years and there was just nothing local. Like, there was stuff like I could have probably driven or whatever, or in certain parts of the state, but like now it's like, oh, cool. So I'm excited. I'm gonna enter this week, and I don't expect to, you know, it's one of those things where it's like I just expect to have fun and just meet people.
That's the right mentality. There's people who are like, well, I'm gonna go to a tournament and I'm gonna win.
I'm not trying to win because I'm
so good.
I'm probably trash anyway, but it's like that's not the point, you know. Like, the point is
going. I haven't gone to a tournament in actually a very long time, but back when I was going, I would go to most of the time, and I was still having a great time because I was getting better. I was meeting cool people. I was hanging out with friends who have already like made in the community. And I was just having a good time because it really matters, like, the people you're with. You know, you want to vibe with other people who are also kind of like of that good, healthy mentality of not putting all of your, you know, value as a person in winning, because Jesus loves you. You don't need to put your value is so much greater than your, you know, skill in a video game. So once you already know that, and you're able to vibe with other people who also kind of have that mentality, makes it a lot easier to just have fun, because again, in the end of the day, it's a game, and obviously winning is fun, but overall you should be having fun anyway. Like, if you hate playing the game because you're losing, that's something you need to check out with yourself.
Yes,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
That's my whole problem with the like ranked mentality in games
Yeah.
these days. But it's been cool. Like I played with a few friends on Facebook. I played with my brother and stuff like that, and it's really neat just because I'm like, man, I don't think I've played any fighting game like this much with like this many people, like different people.
No, that's so good.
So it's a really good time, and they are gonna have like cosmetic battle passes and stuff. I do have the first year character pass, and I think it's gonna be a good time. Yeah, but I'm like, you know what? This is the game right here. Like whether I played Tears of the Kingdom or not. I mean, obviously I didn't, but I'm just like,
yeah.
I feel like playing this, and then obviously, so I'm also playing Diablo 4 as well.
Oh my gosh, Diablo 4.
And it is really good.
This year of games is
yes.
crazy.
Yes, and so it's like I've been playing with my brother and a buddy of mine. I already got like 2 characters going because, you know, I'm like, I want to have 2 different characters for both playthroughs or whatever. But it's just, I feel like I'm getting, like, obviously it's a different kind of, they're different games, you know, but I feel like I'm getting that joy and excitement that everybody had for Tears of the Kingdom. I'm like, this is my, this is my bread and butter right here, especially Street Fighter. Diablo is just running around smashy time, you know, killing monsters and, but I'm just like, I'm not even like, you know, like I still want to check out Final Fantasy 16 at some point, but like I was so set on buying that game at the end of the month, but now I'm like, I don't think I really, not that I needed to in the first place, but I'm like, I'm good right now. Like I am content. I am satisfied. So it's just like, this past month has been a good time for gaming. And then like, I obviously I didn't mention the PlayStation Showcase, but that happened. And it's like, we're getting stuff later this year too, like Spider-Man and stuff like that. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like it's so good.
I'm like, I do not have enough money and time to play all these games I want to play this year.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I guess like Diablo's been really cool. That's been a fun game to play as well. So, yeah, I think that's it. I mean, that's what I've been playing, Street Fighter, and it's great because like I've had Street Fighter for 2.5 weeks, and then it's just so exciting for everybody. It's like everybody's here now. Like I felt like I can. Oh, like it's cool just to share like that experience with everybody. Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
From that, LJ, go ahead and get into the gaming news.
Yeah. So, while I'm still on topic, Street Fighter has, I think, the thing was the concurrent record that was broken is that the game had like 70,000 something players on at one time on Steam, which is a lot.
Wow,
70,000, and and it's Mortal Kombat 11 and Tekken. They're like, so they stack up the stats against other fighting games, like at the height of their releases, and I guess apparently Street Fighter has sold 1 million copies, which is huge. For fighting games, but to have that many players on all at one time, and that's not even to mention like the console players, because now you have Street Fighter on everything except for Switch. I might be tempted to get a second copy of this to play it on my Steam Deck. Like that would be so dope. But yeah, like it's so crazy. It's on Xbox now, which before Street Fighter 5 was only on PlayStation and PC. I forget the reason for that, but it's opened the door for a lot more people to play, and I think we're getting like 1 million people is quite a lot for fighting games in particular. So again, I guess I don't need to say much because I already said it, but it's a good time for fighting games.
Cool.
Yeah. And then
hi.
The other piece of news I find really interesting. There is no, like, I guess it was from a tweet or some statement from Square, or I guess one of the producers. And one of the questions was, obviously the question, you guys are talking about Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. And I don't know if somebody genuinely asked this question or this is just some post they made. But they're saying that you do not need to play the Part 1 remake first before you play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And I'm like, why?
That does seem a
that's
little
pretty crazy.
suspicious.
Yeah, so they said that they have put stipulations in place. So I don't know if that's like a catch-up video, like last time on Final
Maybe.
Fantasy. You know, like I just want the Dragon Ball Z
Yeah.
narrator to like. I mean, I saw they did that with like Kingdom Hearts. That like with Kingdom Hearts 3, that video they put at the beginning of that game was the only reason I know about anything that happened in that whole franchise because it's so confusing. And then so I'm wondering if like they're just gonna do that. There's no information that says how. But in my mind, I'm like, you kind of want to play that first part, right? So that remains to be seen. Yeah, I just thought that was a weird tidbit of news because it's like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, strange.
Because unlike Tears of the Kingdom, like Final Fantasy VII Remake, I guess it's called Intergrade now.
Right.
That's a very small chunk of the original game. So it's weird. I guess
I don't know what they're doing, but I guess
we're
I'll
gonna
play.
find
I still haven't played like Intergrade. I mean, I played the Final Fantasy VII Remake, but the Intergrade part of it, I haven't played yet. That's another thing I need to.
Yeah.
I count that as a new
I haven't
game,
played
right?
that
I
either.
just need to
I still need to
play
finish
it.
the game.
too much.
Yeah. I just thought that was a weird piece of news that I randomly saw today. So I wanted to include
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's it for
We'll
gaming.
get into movies then. Shelley, and L.J, I guess you both watched.
I want to hear what Shelley has
Some
to say.
Spider-Verse.
because I'm-
Spider-Verse.
I'm curious to see what Shelley has to say.
I have not seen it yet, so
I loved it. It was so good. Oh my gosh.
good.
I
Can't wait
agree.
to see it.
I really enjoyed it, but apparently, so I went with a group of people, right? I went with some friends, and half of them were just mad, and I was like, "Why?" I mean, I guess I know why, and I won't spoil why, but I'm like, "Why?"
So
The thing I didn't know, the thing I ended up ultimately not caring that much about, but I think would have helped to know beforehand. So I'm telling people.
So
I'm telling people beforehand.
I'll say this. So we all know that they already had said that it was so big that they were going to do part 1 and part 2, right?
Right.
Everybody
They'd already
knows
said they're making, well, yeah, they said they were making 3 total movies, including the first one.
Yes.
I forgot that. Or just, I don't know. In hindsight, I think I remember we talked about it, but I was like,
I kinda did too.
did not remember that being the case. But it's fine now that I remember that. And that third movie is going to be out next March, so less than a year.
Without
It's crazy.
saying anything, I could have sat there and watched more. Like, straight up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have sat there for another hour or two, even if I was with my nephew. He would have still watched an hour or two more with me. I know he would have.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. I think
yeah.
everybody who's seen it probably knows exactly what you mean. But man, I don't know. I get why people are kind of mad about it, but I'm just not. I don't know. I think if it was any other movie, I probably would also be mad. But I think just the fact that it's Spider-Verse, and for me, it's like, oh, good, we're getting more. That's like, I'm just happy enough just with that. Like, I don't know. I'm so easy to please when it comes to Spider-Verse. You can just throw crap at my face. As long as it's animated pretty, I'd probably enjoy it. I thought the story was good too, for the most part. Some things confused me a little bit, but the other thing I was going to say, I don't think it's too spoilery with the nature of Spider-Verse. Maybe it is. I don't know.
They doubled down
All I'm
on
saying-
on the art style and stuff like that. Like,
All I'm going to say is that I have no desire to watch the MCU Spider-Man movies ever again. Because if I want to watch Spider-Man movies, I want to watch these movies. Like,
Okay.
any of those MCU movies,
not the Sony
I
villain
believe-
movies, just these.
correct, that's what I mean. Like, nothing against Tom Holland, right? But I think for me, I realize what I like about Spider-Man is all just in these movies.
Yeah.
And I think some of the stuff they're trying to do in those movies are done way better in Spider-Verse movies. Like they hit a lot of the same like themes. They hit a lot of similar ideas that they want to get across. But like I think this movie invalidates those movies.
Yeah,
in some senses.
I
think
agree.
they just do things in these movies, in this movie in particular, that it just nails so hard that anything they try to do in those MCU Spider-Man movies is just like not comparable in my opinion, because it's done so much better in these movies. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm trying really hard to not be like spoilery.
That's good.
I guess I'll say this is that for me, I guess the way you say that is, if you, in hindsight, if you think about it, like all the Spider-Man movies are a bit of a mess. Like there's just so much going on in all of them. Yeah, and that doesn't mean they're bad movies. It's just like the way these Spider-Verse movies are done is just they're done so meticulously, and they took so many people. I think this movie they said like 1,000 people to work on it.
Oh man.
Yep.
Makes sense though. And there's just like so much character development. Every character is so fleshed out, and I adore the way, again, I talk all the time on the show about how you want to utilize the media you're going for. Something that only that media can do. The way I don't even understand color theory that much. I'm no artist. But the way they utilize color theory in this movie, the way that they utilize different animation styles, the way that they, heck, different music styles, right? Like different musical styles, different art styles. There's like conversations that happen in the movie. And if you're just looking like not even at the characters, you're just looking at the colors around them, that tells you all you need to know. Yeah. Which is crazy. I'm like, these people are brilliant because like, it's so good. It makes me so happy. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm probably going to see it again because my sister hasn't seen it and she wants to watch it with me.
I'm very tempted
so I'm probably going to see it again. So that's why I'm interested to see if I'll catch anything different or how my experience will be now that I've seen it the first time. But oh my gosh. Also, fellas, please go watch the first movie before seeing this movie. Do you have to? Not necessarily.
Because I didn't get the time.
But I still highly recommend watching the first one because the first one is so simply because it's so good, and then you finally get to see kind of like how the relationships really make sense because they explain what happened, but you don't really get the fullness of like what these characters' relationships are like.
The first one is still very fresh in my mind too because I got it on like as a Christmas present like recently, like in the last couple of years. So it's like I've watched.
Nice.
It. Yeah.
No, that's good. I know people who have not seen the first one at all who are going to see this movie. Which I'm like, you'll enjoy it, but like, please just watch the first one because it's so good.
Definitely watch the first one.
Why would you not?
If you have not seen this one,
like just watch. I need to get it on Blu-ray. Is what I'm realizing because I was trying to rewatch it. I just had to like rent it somewhere.
Yeah, I got it on 4K Blu-ray. I think it's on sale.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Let me go find. I'm gonna go find that where that sale is at.
4K on sale.
It might be Best Buy or Amazon, but.
I need it. I don't have many movies physically.
This movie, it deserves awards.
But I need it because it's like I have 4K Lord of the Rings, and then I'll have 4K this, and then I'll have Twilight. That's all I need in my life.
I'm gonna see if Wario64 posted it, but yes, it is so good. I took my nephew to see it by myself, because I live so close to my movie theater. And he's 6 years old, and he's in love with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and so,
heck yeah.
My mom's been watching him on Thursdays and Fridays, and so I kind of freaked out because they didn't put the Thursday showings at my theater. They didn't list them for a long time because I was like, I want to buy the ticket. And it was like the Tuesday before. I was like, yes, they put it up. Like, I looked it up, and I was like, they finally put it up. So we bought a 7 o'clock ticket and walked over there, me and him, and bought him, the whole kids combo and everything, and he was stoked. I kind of freaked out at the end, or like when we got outside, because he goes, "I peed," and I literally thought he just totally wet himself.
You're like, oh no!
It wasn't that bad, but he was like, I was like, dude, like next time, because I was like, we're gonna go watch the next one next year. I said, you better let me know, like if you have to go to the bathroom, because it was just funny, dude. Because like that was like. I was just like, oh, but like it was a good time though. Like that's it, and that's cool because that's a memory he's gonna have like for the rest of his life. And so we're gonna go see the next one. I told him when it's coming out and everything. And
go watch the movie, everyone. Go watch the movie.
Yeah, it's so good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you guys see any other movies?
I think that's it for me.
For me, that was it. I watched the first one and then like a couple days later watched the second one.
Nice.
So
I watched a superhero movie too.
Yeah.
But it was not the
Was
cool one
it-
that you guys watched.
what was
I
it?
watched Shazam! Fury of the Gods, because it was on Max.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
sequel,
I'm
right?
sorry.
Yes. Yeah. And
Oh.
it's there.
Ooh.
It exists.
Dang.
It wasn't bad. It's like it's one of those things of it was probably a good kids movie, but then it did some weird things that weren't like kid friendly. That was like enough that it was odd and uncomfortable. And I totally understand. I wish I wouldn't have read it, and I could have made formed my own opinion. But it does very much feel like Zachary Levi just plays like a generic teenager instead of like trying to play the kid that he's
Yeah,
supposed to
because Bill, the actor that plays Billy, even in the first one, I could see that. Like, he had a totally different vibe. And I can understand, like, okay, obviously he's a superhero, so he's gonna, like, be his confident self. Like, he's gonna be a more confident version because he's like, oh, I got powers now, you know? And it's not me, technically.
Yeah.
But this one just sounds like it's a little bit more, I guess, not...
It's just like in the wrong spot.
Yes,
Too. Like that would
yeah.
make sense, you know, out in public, but he's like in this, not, like their bat cave, basically. I don't remember what they call it.
Yeah.
Like with his friends, and so it's like he would act the exact same with them as he would as a kid.
Yeah.
I think that I wouldn't have made that connection as closely if it wasn't for that Ryan Reynolds movie where they got a kid that acts just like Ryan Reynolds.
Oh,
I can't remember what
yeah.
it's called. It's like a time travel thing.
Yes.
And like they did such an amazing job of making those two like be the same person that I would have. I'm kind of like, oh, I know it's possible. So this is kind of unfortunate, but it's not a bad movie. It's just it's at the end of the DCU as we know it, and it doesn't seem to really matter. Like I'm still excited for the Flash, and I'm curious about Blue Beetle, just because it's resetting everything, and I want to know whatever. After watching Guardians 3, I'm like, I will give DC a chance. James Gunn's DC a chance. Guardians 3 was so
It
good.
was really good.
I'm hoping to see that maybe this week or next week. Sometime, maybe.
Guardians?
Hopefully. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so good.
I have not seen it.
I have hope for that universe, and the Flash kind of kicks that off. Blue Beetle, they're considering to be one of the first movies in that universe, so I'm like, I'll try it. But we'll see. I don't know. This movie definitely felt like old hat DC that we've grown to dislike. So,
Oof.
Okay, it's Spider-Verse is $15 at Target and Amazon.
Oh my gosh.
no.
Say no more.
I'm gonna drop a link. I'm gonna send you the link.
Thank you so much. You're my hero. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that is all that I've seen. It's on Max, so if you're really bored, you can watch it. But it has literally no impact. And here's the thing: either something needs to be super connected to everything else for you to care, or it needs to be good on its own. And this is neither. So
Dang.
And actually, because we were just talking about Guardians, and I still haven't seen Quantumania, I'm curious to how important you think it is to watch Quantumania, and how would you compare it to
see Guardians 3?
Guardians 3.
Sure. To see
not
Guardians
at all.
3.
Oh,
No,
Okay.
not at all.
That's good
I
to
just
know.
say
'Cause I kind of
watch-
low-key don't even want to watch Quantumania.
watch Guardians 3.
You need to have seen in Endgame. Is that the last one? Avengers?
Yes.
So Infinity War and then Endgame, yes. You would need
I've
to see
seen Endgame.
Huh?
I've seen Endgame.
And you need to see the holiday special.
I have not seen the holiday special.
You should watch the
The
holiday,
holiday
special.
special is good. It's good.
Okay. Okay.
It's silly and it doesn't seem that important. But there is stuff in the movie that they kind of mention in the special that you just expected to know.
Okay, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of forgot the holiday special was a thing entirely. So
Other than that,
Good to know,
it's
good to know.
so unrelated to the rest of MCU. And that's crazy because when that happens, I would think that you'd get with the Shazam, you just wouldn't care about that movie because it's not connected. But if they do a good job and it's an actual good movie, then you don't need that hook to pull you along,
yeah.
which is interesting. A lot of people see Quantumania not because it's a good movie, but because it's connected. It'll be so connected to the main
And
Avengers plotline,
even the
so.
connection feels kind of like man right now too. It's like okay, cool, like all right.
Yeah, and probably a little unnecessary. I'm sure there'll be things in there that you're gonna want to
Well,
watch.
yeah. I mean, Kang. It's cool to still see the introduction of Kang, but it's like the Guardians.
If we get Kang still,
They've already
That's a good
introduced
point.
him technically. But anyway.
Guardians 3 is definitely the one I would choose over Quantumania, without a doubt.
oh
Yeah, I was gonna watch Guardians anyway. It was just a matter of do I need to watch Quantumania?
Quantumania is
first?
on.
yeah. Her worry was, do I need to see
Oh
Quantumania to
no!
watch
I mean,
Guardians?
I guess Quantumania is on Disney Plus now too.
It is. So like, I'll probably watch it eventually.
But
I just kind of want to look up what happens. If I'm being honest, I'm kind
You
of
could.
tired of
Yeah,
watching mid movies.
You could because you might be mad after watching Quantumania. To be honest,
You probably would.
Oh,
it is a lot like
no.
watching a Spy Kids movie.
Listen,
It's
I've
very
heard that.
Spy Kids movie.
That's so funny. I was walking with my sister today, and she's like, George Lopez had to be in this movie. Like, he would have fit perfectly from
He would've.
from
100%.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Danny
Like, we
Trejo?
need George Lopez in here, and I'm like, oh my god,
That would have been so funny.
Uncle Machete.
It looks so. It's almost like it's inspired by the old Spy Kids movies.
at least.
Because those
Well,
are inspired by
yeah.
Star Wars
At
and
least-
stuff.
at
It
least-
feels
yeah.
inspired by Spy
That's
Kids.
crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, it feels like they were like, hey, we want to take that idea and run with it with a budget. Even MODOK feels very.
I like MODOK though. He's honestly my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Spy Kids were fun when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird to see that in Marvel, I guess.
Yeah,
But
I'm of the.
we move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll get into the movie news. I will say one more thing to reiterate: superhero movies, I don't think are dead. I think it's good superhero movies. We haven't seen. them in
Yeah,
a
they
while.
just haven't been telling good stories. Yep.
Spider-Verse are good superhero movies.
It is.
BT dubs. Anyway. Speaking of superhero movies, let's talk about The Flash for a second. So, The Flash, they're kind of like limiting their first screenings because their whole thing is like they're going to reset the timeline. They're going to do this big giant thing. So, in an effort to protect the ending, they're limiting screenings, or pre-screenings, I guess I should say, and two, having different endings for some of those pre-screenings, which is bold.
Pretty crazy.
To say the least. Like, I know, and that's happened before, right? There's movies that have gone to theaters and they have different endings every once in a while. Like, I think about Clue. Clue is the classic one where back in the day when it came out, you had like 3 or 4 different endings, and everyone was like,
that's a
"What do you
very-
mean? I did this way, I did it that way." And I think that's kind of fun, but I don't know. I don't know if Flash is really good enough to deserve something like this. I don't know. I don't even know anyone.
It's got to
who's
be
gonna
big
watch
for them to try to keep it under wraps. I don't really know. You know, like.
Yeah, and I know again we have like the whole James Gunn universe coming, so
But it's like,
is
how
gonna
much
be
can you really
huge,
do with
but
that? Also, like, so I don't know.
I'll watch
I
it.
don't know.
I'm
still gonna watch it too. Yeah.
Then I'll hear from you guys. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. I don't know if keeping Ezra was a wise choice, but I'll give this a go and see.
Sure. Yeah.
For Keaton.
I don't really know
Yeah,
what more to say
and
about
that's
that.
that's where I'm at with it. I'm like, I'm gonna go see it for everybody else that worked on this movie. Like,
Yeah.
But I mean, I understand people
yeah,
doing that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of where that ends. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. I'm assuming that it all has to do with James Gunn's DCU.
I thought
and they had to change the ending
they've
probably
said,
for that.
yeah.
Like, he's got to reset everything. That's what the Flash movies do, even in the animated stuff.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool, and probably comics.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, Flash stuff. Let's move on from that. Hopping over to Disney for a second, but not MCU. Just regular Disney. They're actually we've talked about Pirates of the Caribbean quite a bit on the show, and they're like, "Oh, are they doing a reboot? Oh, are they doing a spinoff? Are they doing a sequel? What's going on?" But I don't remember the name of the executive, but one of them is basically saying like, "We are trying to make this a priority of rebooting and making this sort of revival for Pirates of the Caribbean, with or without Johnny Depp, because at this point Johnny Depp sounds like he's really uncommitted to the role." which honestly is more promising than it was before when he was like, absolutely, there's not even anything anyone could ever do to bring me back. Sounds like now he just kind of doesn't care. Which, if I'm going to be honest, like, I don't really want Johnny Depp in a movie he doesn't want to be in, because I think when Johnny Depp shines, it's when he actually cares about the role. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if and who knows? Maybe he's just a fantastic actor who tricks me, and maybe he hates a lot of the roles he's done. I just know he does really, really interesting roles, or has in the past, like, Edward Scissorhands, and I almost said Nightmare on Elm Street. That is not the correct movie. Todd Sweeney Todd. Oh my gosh, not Todd Sweeney. I swear I like musicals. I'm so sorry. But either way, so stuff like that, right? And I just like, I don't know, because I'd be worried it would turn into a Harrison Ford scenario. Harrison Ford in Force Awakens scenario specifically, where you could just tell he just like didn't want to be there. They gave him the fattest check imaginable, and he's like, fine, but like you can tell he just wants to play Indiana Jones instead, instead of Han Solo. He like does not want to be there. So I wouldn't want that the case for Johnny Depp. I wouldn't want him to be here in the movie and like not actually want to be there. Plus, I feel like if they're doing a revival, honestly, get some new characters, get some new people.
Yes.
Like we don't need, like, he was like honestly the best part of those movies. But if you're trying to do revival anyway, I think maybe taking a step away from that is for start fresh. Take a step away. Just don't even worry about, that whole scenario. Don't even touch it with a 10-foot pole. Like, it's someone new.
If they gotta loosely name drop stuff, that's fine. But like,
exactly, like you can have some connection, but like,
I don't even know if I need a Pirates of the Caribbean. I just want more pirate movies that aren't necessarily that universe.
Yeah,
we haven't got enough pirate movies that are cool. Like,
I know.
Besides Pirates of the Caribbean.
Somebody do an animated Sea of Thieves movie, and like, there you go. There's a new one.
Give me an Anne Bonny movie.
Okay, that's
I think
I will die on that hill.
I think you're right. I think there's like a lot of creative freedom they can have with this, because again, like the original basis, the original inspiration from any Pirates of the Caribbean movie is from the show. Is not the show. Oh my gosh, I can't speak today. It's from the ride. It's from the Disneyland ride.
And they even edited that to fit the movies.
They could do exactly. They can. I mean, they could do whatever they want.
Yep.
Like they own that. They don't have to do anything crazy. They could just have pirates and it'd be a good time. So, in fact, I kind of would prefer if they don't do anything too crazy. Like, I don't know, some of those movies, other Pirates of the Caribbean movie, I don't know if it was the second or third or fourth. There was a point in which I was like, what is even happening anymore? I can't even follow what's going on. Like, yeah, it was kind of a lot, but that's fine. That's that. I don't know what more to say about that. All I'm saying is, they're trying to make it as much as a priority as remaking their live actions. You know how that's going. They're kicking those things out, so that means Pirates is probably coming right down the pipe.
They should do the reverse and make an animated one. Sorry.
That'd be great! Animated Pirates would
turn
phenomenal.
Their live action
they
movies
would never.
Animated movies.
They would never, but I want them
wouldn't.
to so bad. That'd be amazing.
Anyways.
Coming to Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Like Arcane, but with pirates.
Oh,
that'd be so fun. They would
So
never. Disney is allergic to style. They hate it. And everything has to be bland. Everything has to be same face. Anyway. That actually reminds me of, I know we didn't put in the notes, but, did we talk about this already? Nimona? Nimona got a trailer? Maybe we did talk about this.
what?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Nimona got a trailer. It's going to be coming out on Netflix, but the reason I bring it up is because it was originally in Disney's control for a while, but they essentially canceled it, but they were able to save enough of the movie, because originally it was like under Blue Sky, and then Blue Sky died, and then Fox, it was under Fox, and they bought out Fox, and then they basically canceled the movie, but someone else bought the rights to it, and so now Nimona's going to be coming out on Netflix over the summer, I think. I think it's going to be a movie. I don't think it's going to be a show. I read the graphic novel. It's very, very good. I love it a lot, so I'm really excited to watch that.
Okay, I'm just looking and seeing what this is. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's about this like shape-shifting girl. The book or the graphic novel and the premise for the movie sound different. So they may not be taking like a one-to-one story. Basically, the premise of the graphic novel is that she goes because it's a really interesting world where it like everything's kind of medieval fashion wise, but it's still like it's modern day in the sense of like there's like modern technology like cell phones and stuff. But there's like a supervillain and there's people fighting the supervillain, but she goes to the supervillain's like, hey, I want to be like your protege. I want to like work for you. I want to like help you because I'm a little chaotic gremlin essentially. And basically, it's really good. It's really short too. If you just have time, just like sit down and read it. I recommend it. It's really fun. I liked it a lot. And it was like, you know, you take this like super chaotic girl, and I don't always like that. I don't know if trope is the right word, but like, I don't really like chaotic characters for the sake of them being chaotic, but they take it in a really, really cool, interesting way in this book, and I liked that. All that being said, I'm really excited for the movie. And guess what? Because it's not under Disney, it's incredibly stylized and looks really great.
Nice.
So, obviously, because
cool.
You take stuff from Disney, it's actually good. Sorry, Disney. Speaking of animated genius, Miyazaki is once again doing his final film for like the third time or something.
At least.
Yeah.
It's always his last film.
I know, it's always the last one. But this time, they're actually being really intentional with the marketing, aka they're being they're not really doing marketing, which is going to be really interesting. They even mentioned in a sort of an interview saying like, hey, well, before we wanted to keep this, you know, Ghibli alive, we wanted to have people watch our movies, but now we kind of want things to change. And they kind of made this point where like there's so much information nowadays. A lot of times you already know what a movie's going to be when you're going into it. Mm-hmm. Which we kind of talked about before. Like, there's a lot of trailers that basically are just the movie.
Yes.
Or, again, like Disney, that just lies to you. Disney kind of takes the other point. It was like, well, we got to do marketing, but we're just going to lie to, like, keep our secrets.
Literally CGI opposite things.
Yep.
Crazy to me still, but either way, they're taking an incredibly different approach. They created a poster for the film, and they just have the poster. I think the poster's just going to be hung up in a bunch of different places, and that's their marketing, which is, I think, super bold, super cool, and of course it's Miyazaki. You got the name behind it, so like everyone's going to go see it anyway. So the movie's going to be called How Do You Live, and it is roughly based off of a 1937 novel of the same name.
Nice.
Which is super cool. I'm a big fan of that. And so, you know, me, Miyazaki, I'm there. Doesn't matter if it's just a single poster. I'm there. I'm in it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see it. But I just think that's cool because that is such a real thing of these trailers, and there's so much information. I feel like half the time you just know exactly what you're watching because you've already seen the trailers. Or again, it's like you're being lied to, which I don't actually know which one it's worse, because I don't like what Disney does either with their trailers, where they just lie to you and like mislead you. I don't know if I like that, because that just feels like false advertising. But then I also want some surprise. I don't want to know everything. So I think that's super cool and a super cool, bold move. Oh, yeah. I don't know if the Flash is a bold move that I like, but I like this bold move from Miyazaki. All right, we're making big moves here. But that's our movie news.
Nice.
We'll get into TV then. I've been watching a lot of TV lately, but I've been continuing My Hero Academia.
Nice.
I'm got like 10 episodes left in season 2, so slowly but surely. This season's way better than the first one, though. I'm starting to kind of understand why people were so hooked into it. I'm having a lot of fun with just like some of the humor is really good.
Yes.
So it's always kind of crazy because there's some like play on words that I would imagine don't work in Japan that they'll use in English. I always find that kind of interesting.
The wacky characters are kind of a highlight for me too. Like they're just
there's this guy that's basically like Raven and like from DC Raven, and his magic or his like little beast thing that comes out of him is afraid of the sun.
Yes.
He gets a bit more timid in the sun. And so I didn't expect it to talk because it's like a superpower, but it was amazing because he was like, he's too timid right now, and he came out and he was like, violence is never the answer. And there's just little tidbits like that I've been really, really enjoying. The writing is also done really well. There's a lot of critiquing of superhero powers in this, and kind of pulling apart of like what could be done and how dangerous abilities could be. And that's all really cool because a lot of stuff doesn't talk about how dangerous an ability could be.
Mm-hmm.
I think of like Avatar: Last Airbender. Avatar: Last Airbender. There's a lot of terrible things they could do, and then they didn't really dive super deep into that. They got into like the blood bending a little bit, but it wasn't until Korra that like they're like airbenders can literally just take all the air out of your lungs, and you're like
crazy. You're like, oh
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so this has kind of they do a little bit of like, they internally look at themselves and kind of see the abilities and like how dangerous and bad some of them could be, for random kids to have.
Mm-hmm.
That's been kind of cool. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. People have always recommended it to me. I guess I'll recommend it too. I'll continue watching, I'm sure.
Cool.
Yeah, it's fun. What are you guys been watching?
not watch any TV.
Go ahead, L.J.
Okay. So I've been watching a bit more Star Wars Rebels. I'm on season 4 now, which it's getting heavy. Final season, so it's like, oh wow, like I'm almost done. I kind of took a little break as I was getting into other things, but I'm just curious to see what season 4 does because the show's already been so good, and I'm gonna watch it all before Ahsoka comes out. So, which is still a few months away, but I'm enjoying it. The other thing, Ted Lasso finished this week, and I'm kind of like, it's kind of bittersweet for me because I really enjoyed the show. There was still a lot of really good episodes this season, but a lot of the season and a lot of the writing soured a lot for me because there was like a lot of meaningless plot points, and like I was like, okay, like, are you going to take this stuff anywhere? And then they just walked a lot of it back before they decided to wrap up the season. So it was still a really good finale, but I'm like, but there was so much that happened for it to just get back to that, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like I'm apparently there's spinoffs rumored. I mean, honestly, you're gonna have to do something because that show was like the flagship show for Apple TV. Like,
everyone was.
I really don't know what else you're gonna watch on there.
I had so many of my friends and coworkers be like, "Shelley, you have to watch Ted Lasso. It's so good. It's so good." Like for the first like 2 seasons or whatever. Then like partway through season 3, they're just like, "Oh yeah, Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Ted Lasso." And I'm like. And then they'd always be like, "Oh, you gotta just watch it." And I'm like, "Guys, I don't have Apple TV. I have everything else. Like, I'm not getting Apple TV just for this one show." They're like, "Oh, well, you can get the trial and just watch through it all." But I don't know. I'm like,
there's a few other shows I watched, like Mythic Quest. I know there's a new season of that. There's like a few. There's like a show my mom watches on there, but like that was our thing. Like every Wednesday I've had off work. First thing we do when we get up is watch Ted Lasso. Like, I don't know. Like if there's a spin-off or whatever, I'll have to see what they do with it. But yeah, like it was just kind of like, oh, like it was a happy ending, but I'm also like, like it was kind of rough. The last season was rough. But it still remains to be one of the most wholesome shows on that I've ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think they tried to deal with the last season. They kind of tried to deal with some like serious things. But I just don't think it hit as well as it could have, because it's like you spent all this time thinking positive, and then now you want to try to get into like certain mental trauma type of things, or like certain like, I don't know, like it just felt like, and it's not necessarily that bad, like, but it's just like, okay, now you're trying to get them into some meaningful, like trying to get into some serious big topics. And it just feels like, oh, like this is kind of too late. Like you can have those things, but it just felt so forced. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But I still enjoyed it. Like it was still a good finale. Yeah, I'm just kind of like, I'm sad. I'm sad it's over because like, oh, it's over. But I'm also sad it's over because the last season was rough. So anyway, that's kind of it.
Well. And going back to Star Wars, we'll start in the news for TV. Acolyte has finished filming, so it's supposed to be coming out in 2024, and it's still on track to do that, which is really cool. Acolyte's supposed to be about the dark side of the Force.
Yeah.
So that'll be, I don't know, I'm very interested in that. I think it could be really good. Hopefully, I mean, it's the dark side, so it's got to be, we'll see. It seems very unlike Star Wars to make this show.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how it all kind of pan out. I would love a little bit more diversity in Star Wars. We talk about that all the time, but like Andor really like showcase just how good Star Wars can be.
Oh yeah.
If you aren't trying to be Disney Star Wars.
Absolutely.
All the time.
Totally.
So, hopefully this kind of follows that.
Yeah.
I hope so.
And then a couple of other things that are kind of random. Jon Snow was the sequel series that Game of Thrones was going to do about Jon Snow specifically. I thought that was greenlit, and apparently now it is just kind of on the table. They don't for sure going to do it.
Weird.
It's kind of up in the air. I'm sure that has probably to do with the writing.
The writers.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Strike.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But it's just kind of in limbo right now, so we'll see. I know it said that House of the Dragon is supposed to have... They should have about 4 seasons at the very least. So... Yeah, kind of crazy. If I were to, like, care about a Game of Thrones show, Jon Snow's would probably be it. Like Jon Snow. And then, Wheel of Time Season 2 is happening this September. I only watched an episode of it, so I'm not really super hyped about it, but I don't know. I think there are other people that are really excited. It got pretty mixed reviews, right?
I mean, from what I could tell,
yeah. Yeah. I didn't really hear many people talking about it, but when I did, it was always like, it's fine.
Yeah. I know there are people that love the books. My wife's one of them. And so I think the show was exciting for her just to get to see some of the stuff she read kind of come to life.
Yeah, totally.
It seems... Yeah. And that's the TV news. Just kind of flew through it. Not a lot going on. You guys geeking out about anything else this week?
Not necessarily.
I am. I want to talk about it. So
yeah.
I had kind of mentioned a couple times, I think, leading up to it, but we finally had our D&D campaign finale this last, not this last weekend, but Memorial Day weekend, right?
Nice, yeah.
And we had everyone come together in person, and this is we've been playing online for a while because people have like moved away, right? They were in like other states now. But everybody was able to sort of like drive up and come together, and we just had like a full entire day long event. That was basically kind of like 3 sessions in one. Like we literally went from like, I think we started around 10 a.m. and we went to like 9 p.m. or something.
Cool.
Like just the whole day. It was so fun. Again, this is like a 3.5 year long campaign. We've been playing like every Wednesday night for most part, unless like, sometimes you have to skip, I guess. But for like in that time, people have like gotten married in that time. People have, again, moved, changed jobs. And, like this is one thing that's like really kept us like really solid and
kept y'all together.
Like super consistent. So it's like really big deal for us. And it was just like, it was so fun. So like the first part of the battles, again, it was like kind of like a 3 kind of part thing. The first part, so it was like, world's ending scenario. And a lot of us have played in, this is my husband's world, by the way. A lot of us have played campaigns in his world before and like made, have level 20 characters before. And so the first part was that he let us actually step away from our party for a bit and take control of another level 20, or not even necessarily level 20, but like any other character that was available to play as. He was just like, you could just play as that character for this battle. And it was so cool. So we all got and it was like kind of hard actually because we had to like really shift our mindset to like a new character, not even necessarily a new character, but back to an old character that we
had
used to know
different
really well.
movesets and different things that
exactly.
It's like, yeah.
And it's crazy because I'm a big I love martial characters. I love fighters. Fighters are definitely my favorite class. So I had a fighter currently in that party.
That was my first class.
To play one of our old characters, I played one of my other level 20 fighters who just has this crazy busted, like these cool AoE attacks from this sword, this crazy legendary godlike sword that she has, and it was just like so fun to do, and we were just so overpowered, and we were just running around, and we had like different role playing styles too. So that was really cool. And then the second half, the second part was like we are back to our original party, right? For the actual campaign. We're level 19 at this point. We're not level 20. But we kind of have this feeling, we're like, meta, we're like, we're probably going to get to level 20 before the end of today. It's very likely, right?
Yeah.
Especially because my husband Daniel, he's like, I'm never running another campaign ever again. Like, this is his big last thing, his last huzzah. So, we fought this. We dubbed them the Anti-Party because it's just this other group of adventurers who have been basically our rivals, and they're the ones who kind of been causing the end of the world to happen.
That's cool.
And they've been just a pain in our butt the entire campaign, and they've been beating us up because we haven't been strong enough, but now we're finally like, we're strong enough, we're gonna kick their butt. And we're fighting them, and we're not doing super hot, but we're not doing terrible either. But then this really cool moment happens where this god who has been actually helping us the whole time, the one guy who's been helping us, decides to bless us in that moment in a really epic thematic fashion. And so we all get to go to level 20, but Daniel, also being an awesome fun DM, was like, I'm going to give you guys these really busted broken abilities that you could just use. So for me, again, I'm a level
OP.
20 now fighter. I can hit 4 times in one turn. And because of a special ability that I have, I can actually hit with a bonus action as well.
Oh, yeah.
So, already just natural, like, I can hit 5 times one turn, which is already, like, really crazy and cool. But this ability that I got was, basically gave me a pseudo-champion's ability where anytime I rolled either a 19 or 20, it was a crit. And if I crit either on a 19 or 20, I get 2 more hits. And
nice.
These can stack, not indefinitely. You can't like get more 2 hits on like a new turn you've gotten or a new attack you've gotten. But basically, in those first 5 hits that I do, if I crit, I get +2 turns or +2 attacks per crit. And I have Elven Accuracy, so when I'm rolling with advantage, which I'm a samurai, I almost always have advantage because of a samurai ability. I'm rolling 3d20s, so I'm just rolling crits after crits. I was like doing 10 attacks in one turn. Super satisfying moment where one of the
you're like a Dynasty Warriors character at that point.
No, seriously. Like, I don't know if he literally modeled the design of like what this attack looks like after a Fire Emblem crit move of like the super flashing around and like hit from all sides.
That sounds
because I'm an anime girl character. That's kind of what I am. So I just remember this moment where my character saw this other antagonist who in the game had killed her mother. Like, that happened way earlier on in the campaign. Honestly, the first year of us playing, it was like super early on. But this whole time, I've been like, I want to 1v1 this person. It's always going to be a bad idea because they're a monk and they could just, like, knock me out with their abilities. But I'm going to try it anyway. But because I had the super duper boosted ability, I just ran up to them because I was also hasted, I'm pretty sure. And I just did, like, 10 to 12 attacks in one single turn and downed them right there. And it was so satisfying.
That's a very
and it was just like, this is so
shot, boom,
busted and I don't even care. But yeah, it's like take the sword out of the hilt and then all of a sudden all these slashes and then they're dead. It was basically that. It was so cool. So that was like the second half, was that we basically took out this other party, and then the third part, third part, not half. But the third part, I mean, again, it was kind of an anime campaign a little bit, so we fought a god. It was like a pseudo god that was like buffed up with all the power of all these souls from this war that had been going on. And of course we had to stop them, so we did. Because again, we were busted, so we just like destroyed it. And it was so fun. It was a really good day. Then what was cool too is that we would just like went to a bar afterwards, and so my husband Daniel, he had one actually made MVPs for every session since the beginning. So like after every session, he'd be like, oh, this person's the MVP for doing this really cool thing, and I want to acknowledge that. And so we got to read off all of those, which is very nostalgic. But another thing he did too is when he was going over the epilogue for all of our characters, he actually commissioned art for all of our characters. That's awesome. He commissioned art from different artists. So all of our characters have these different art styles.
So cool.
But he just like handed it out to everyone, and everyone was like really emotional because again, here's like this like 3.5 year long thing, and now we have this memento, and we have anyone who's listening, you can't see it, but I actually have all of the art behind me on my back wall. Awesome. We just have it there, and it's just like a really awesome, cool reminder of the good old days, right? we were joking. It's like the scene from The Incredibles when he's looking at his wall of like, oh, the glory days, the glory days. So that was just an amazing, amazing day. And what's really great is that we all love each other so much as a group. We want to stick together. So we're going to be doing some rotating one-shots. Then eventually we're going to be diving into a Star Wars campaign. And I'm really excited about that because I've never actually done Star Wars TTRPG before. So this will be my first time. So I'm kind of learning the ropes. I know it's kind of a different system, but I am super excited about it. And everybody else in the group is like even more of a Star Wars fan than I am. So that'll be really fun too.
Nice.
But anyway, I just want to talk about that because that was like a huge. I don't talk about like, oh, I'll play D&D this week or whatever, you know. But this was like a big deal because it finally ended and like it's significant and it was really awesome. So yeah, that's that. So cool.
Nice.
I have something real quick.
Yeah.
Just a shout out to my Instagram. We're going to the Renaissance Festival. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes.
So I don't think I talked about it last time. I think we were gone. Yeah, Memorial. So I want to see me dressed like a pirate with a bunch of other pirates in purple, of course. Geeks Under Grace represent.
Yeah.
That's on Instagram at Cody Armour. That's it. Shelley, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at TheShellshock24.
Oh, LJ.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and Twitch under LJ the Paladin.
Cool. And like I said, at Cody Armour and Instagram. Keep gaming, keep praying, and God bless.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Geeks Under Grace podcast. We love hearing from you, so feel free to ask us questions or just comment on the show by using the hashtag GUGcast on Twitter or by joining the GUGcast questions channel in the Geeks Under Grace Discord. If you like this episode, consider leaving a review or rating of our show on your favorite podcast app. If you want even more Geeks Under Grace, you can always go to geeksundergrace.com. We love you all so much, so thank you for listening.